Hi everybody, it's Lynn from Lynn's Craft Designs. Hopefully I'll get through all of this and you'll still be able to hear me. I've had no voice. A little bit of sinusy trouble over the last couple of weeks. That's why no video last week. So, one of my subscribers kindly contacted me. And the funny thing is, she asked me to do a update, a redo, let's say, of the video that I did where I did these DragonStones years ago. 6 years ago or something maybe now. The funny thing is though, that very morning I had woke up with that very thought in my mind. It was almost like I was channeling her before she ever contacted me. It was very strange because it was literally just out of the blue. And I don't very often redo my videos, which is really weird and something I should start to do. So, I did 12 the first time, so you know I was compelled to do 12 this time. Sorry for all the explanation ahead of time, but hopefully you'll get something out of it. This one I did this little skull coin, or whatever you want to call it, my grandson actually made when he was about 5 years old. He's now 14. So, sorry, I just thought that was really cute, and I'm really going to try to keep my voice on. Okay, then there was this one. Then this one. Now the reason I'm showing you all of these first is this one. Then there's this one, and this one. Both of these stones were made and sent to me in Iraq. My good friend Tammy Tamara. Oh, I love that blue one. Okay, so there's those. Then there was this one, my least favorite, but the faux opal stone I did. Okay. I believe all of these stones I did on a video, on a particular video. This one, I believe, is the glitter chunks in the transparent clay. This one I just did, it's adding the glitter to your polymer clay. Of course, this one is the faux, it might be the dragon claw, the opal dragon claw that I did. Let me. All of that was to show all of those. The dragon part has been made from one of these really inexpensive, I hesitate to use the word cheap, sets of polymer clay that you get off of Amazon or wherever they come from. The very minimal instruction sheets, which weirdly enough, not that many of them have. So, this was a particularly good set, let's say. Anyway, all of these were made using that clay. All of the ones from the original video were made using that clay. Just to show you that it can be done. Now, halfway through, something happened and my oven temperature got bumped. In the meantime, one of my oven thermometers quit. Can't imagine how that happened. Anyway, so I have turned the oven up just a couple of points because my oven bakes, how would you say it, hotter? No, it doesn't bake hotter. Just the temperature dial says hotter. That's one of the first things you should do when you get your oven, is calibrate the temperature. I have 2 oven thermometers normally. I have 2 oven thermometers in there at all time, just to play a counter measure, because I have had them go out before. Sorry. So, got 2 in there right now. 2 in the oven right now. That would make 8 that I did. No. 7 that I did with those more inexpensive polymer clay sets off of Amazon. Oh my goodness. The other one I did using Cernet. Cernet blue and a Cernet translucent. I don't even know what the blue color. I don't think it was just blue because I don't think I have any of the number 1s. But just pretend I wasn't talking. Skip over all that. Alright, one of the other things I should have mentioned. These are hotfix glass rhinestones. Mixed in with other non-hotfix. I don't know how those got in there. I'm just going to use 2 of these for the eyes. But any bead, anything. You could take a sewing pin with a bead on the end and cut the shank off and use that. This is something I want to go over and explain. This is a resin shell. I can hear you saying already, Lynn, can you bake that in the oven? Now, some resins, very few, have a lower finish temperature than 275 degrees. I used to use Alumilite resin, and I believe the finish temperature is like 350 or something ridiculous like that. It's fine. 275 won't even burn tissue paper. Okay? If you're worried about the fumes, anything like that, open a window, go out of the room while it's baking. I have never had any trouble with the resin baking in the oven. I hear people say all the time, don't do it, it'll melt, it'll this, it'll that. It really doesn't. Okay? Like I said, if you're worried about the fumes, open a window, go out of the room, shut the door. 275 is so low a temperature. It won't even bake a cake, honey. Won't even bake a cake. Like I said, the fire point of paper even is 400 degrees. So, that's why you'll see people using a toilet paper roll as a shape for something. They'll use tissue paper to prop something up. Okay. I'm gonna stop my little rant now. I'm sure I'm gonna get 100 comments to the contrary. But I have tried many resins, and I cannot get my fingernail under that clay blade. Alright, I'm gonna use maybe a fourth of the block. I know. I shouldn't even try to save the paper. I'm gonna cry right now, because that's what my mama used to always say. I would have rather had the paper than the present. Growing up for my birthday, she always took me to Michael's, and we went to the paper department, where she let me pick out paper. I always got a sketchbook and colored paper. And yes, brother, I do still have some of it. When I get there, we can both cry together. I lost my mama year before last. My mama and my daddy. Several months apart. Very just coincidental. I hope it was coincidental. Okay. There we go. And I don't like it when it tears. Okay. I'll just cut this part out, don't worry. It's pretty soft stuff, y'all. I really cannot believe it. That, let's see. That package of clay, I actually won it. And it's been 3 or 4 years at least. And I mean, that is like, Super Sculpey. That is like Sculpey 3. Sculpey 3 is what I meant. But it's primo, I promise. Alright, so, I've kind of squished them together. and squished it in a log. I'm gonna roll it out a bit. I have no idea how. Alright. Now, usually in this, at this time, I will kind of pinch up a spine. I am so sorry for my voice, y'all. Day before yesterday, I didn't have any at all. But I'm gonna twist. I'm gonna say this is gonna be the head end. So starting right behind where I think that would be, I'm just gonna twist all the way down. Now, I want it to have that twisted appearance when it's done. So, I just cut off his head. But anyway, I needed a bit for the wings and the horns and stuff like that. So, well, forget I said don't twist the head. Alright. Alright, now. I'm going to keep twisting because I do want the colors to come together a bit more. I just had a little break right there. I don't know if y'all heard that, but we're expecting a storm and the wind just literally just changed directions. You know how to do that really powerful change. Okay, there's what I'm talking about. Now the end down here, I do want to roll it out a little bit. So, it won't matter that it's not physically twisted. The color is still twisted. I don't know why that break doesn't want to go away. Okay? I'm so excited. Alright, now, for the head, do we want the blue on top, or do we want the purple on top? Let's give it a look. Blue would show up more. Alright. Let's go for that. Now, I'm going to give it a little press to my glass, just barely, so that it doesn't move around much. And then I'm going to go up from the nose a little less than an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And poke with the larger end of my ball tool. And then I'm going to wallow it out a little bit. And I'm going to go to the other side. And poke. Just want to make into the ball tool. Just going to give him a little nostrils. Maybe just a tiny indication. Okay. Then, from the part we cut off, let's see. I want to try to get as much of both colors as I can. Give that a little twist. I'm gonna go, maybe a quarter of an inch above his eye, behind, above his eye, behind his eye, however you want to say that. That is actually how I noticed that the oven was not baking properly, because of course I don't have to set my oven temperature every time. My oven, I only have to turn the timer dial. It counts down automatically and shuts itself off. But that's how I realized something was wrong. The antenna, the horns kept breaking off. I was like, oh, wait, we got a problem here, folks. This one doesn't have as much color on the top end. But one of the things I want to do is bring it back to where it touches on the body. That's what's going to give you your stability, so that they won't just snap right off. Being primo, they shouldn't, but sometimes. Alright, now. One thing I do know, there is not a purple in these. There's a kind of a, it's a kind of a burgundy red color, although really does go well. Alright, we're gonna go for it. Rarely happens that something just falls into your lap like that, but hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Sorry, I might have should have said you need a picker tool if you don't want to drive yourself insane. This one, I don't even know what it's called. Jewel picker, that's what it's called. But these are a silicone tip. Ugh. Check it and make sure it's clean and it doesn't have a lot of lint on it. Alright. The thing about these silicone pickers, oops, if they get to where they don't stick, all you have to do is clean the end. Wet it, a little soap and water. Let it dry. Oh, I made that a bit deep. Okay. The only thing left is the wings. Or, in one of the cases that did not bake, so it wound up going in the trash. It did have like a dolphin tail, a fish tail. Well, it had a fishy tail. Okay, now, like I said, this is pretty flexible, soft clay. If it was, I have to say, normal Primo, it would probably want to break on you when you did this part. Alright, so we need to decide which side. And I'm going to slowly start to coax this around. Now I'll add some bacon bond here in a bit, but I want it to shape first. Alright? So, there we go, we just shaped it around. Now, of course, that's not all I'm going to do. World's messiest bottle of bacon bond, I do realize. I just got a great tip from my friend Cindy. And I don't know if this is something that's posted on the Sculpey website or what, but okay, now it's out of the oven. I did go ahead and put a back on it just to help solidify the piece and to hold that center stone in there a little better. I've got some black acrylic paint and this tiny little detail brush. I've got, this is the red copper. I'm not sure where the name came from. I just picked it because it was close to the purple. Feel free to use acrylic paint, anything else you want. Alright. Now, I'm gonna do some striping. That's gonna sound weird. Just a little tiny bit of the fine striping. It'll almost be part of the whole pattern. But I'm gonna try just putting them where the creases are. And kind of like marbling or whatever, they can run together. And I want them wiggly and not at all straight. Natural looking, you know. Probably should have my glasses on. I can see a little better. And not do stuff like that. Let me see if I can. Nip that off. Okay, I don't know how weird that is, but first try. Sorry, I turned the camera off, but I just couldn't get it turned around the way I needed it. But I did. I did it. Okay, and then a little bit of stripage on the horns. Okay. Alright. Okay. And to remember to do the horn, the other horn, the opposite way, or else your straps will look really strange. Alright, there we go. And don't forget the wings. You have to decide whether you want the lines to actually continue in the same direction or whether you want to go in the opposite direction. In this case, I want them to go kind of in the same direction. Now this one that is folded over more, just kind of give it the look where I have a lot of cleanup from doing stupid stuff like that. Okay, something like that. Now, I definitely don't want to leave that in the water. Sorry about that. Now, just gonna get my little ball tool, and I want the smaller end. Always shake up your alcohol inks, even the ones that are just clear color. This one is a pearl, metallic. Just 4 or 5 drops. Now, these I'm gonna be primarily putting on the blue sections. I'm gonna do like kind of like that, if you can see that. And then I'm going to use the larger end and go one in the middle. Okay. Let me start out with the bigger ones. Oh, that worked out well. Oh, don't do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Maybe just a couple of small ones. Alright. Now, this one is a champagne gold. It's actually really close to a silver. It is champagne gold, but when you, Okay then. Here we go. Let me see. Okay. All of these first 7 were done with the cheaper Amazon no-name clay. Okay? So let's start. This is the one that my grandson made the little coin when he was about 5 years old. Now he's like 14. So, quite an old one. I just love this one. I don't know. I really expected it to turn out more translucent because one of the colors even had glitter in it, which you could not tell at all. This one was from the opal dragon claw tutorial that I did that stone. I believe I actually did this one in between. Has kind of a seahorse look to it. Okay, then there was this one. Now this one is a little larger, like this one. These are probably going to be fridge magnets. So this one and this one are both stones that I got in a rack from my friend Tammy. And this one, these were the last two. That one was from one of my most recent tutorials, adding glitter to your polymer clay. So was this one. Okay. Now this one, let me see. And this one, these are both Sculpey 3, believe it or not. They're plenty strong. This one again will probably be a fridge magnet just because it's so large. I'll put a dangle down at the bottom. Then this yellow one is just Sculpey 3, and the stone, I literally did that years ago. Maybe on a bumblebee stone or something like that. I'm not sure. This one is resin. And I'll go into a talk about that. You'll already heard it. Okay, this one is Cernit and Sculpey 3. Cernit is the copper bronze color, and the Sculpey 3 is the black. This stone, I'm not even sure where it's from. I did it, obviously. I'm not sure if it's from a tutorial or not. That, again, is resin. I believe UV resin, even. Okay, this one is... this one is Cernit, completely. The Cernit, metallic blue, and Cernit translucent. And the stone, I'm not sure whether I did that on the tutorial or not, but it is in another one of my pendants that already sold. Okay. And then this one. And this one also is Cernit. Cernit rust and the Cernit turquoise gold. Ooh, pulled that out of that. This one I still have to glaze the stone. This one and the yellow one, the stones were initially sanded and polished, but when I put the dragon setting around them, they won't buff anymore. Those would definitely hit the buffer first. So those will just be glazed, like the rest of them have been. Okay, this one I just barely put any of the alcohol ink on. I toyed with it back and forth several times, so I'm not sure about that one. Alright, let's see if we can turn them all the right way. Okay, there we go. Now, let me see. I believe the links for the Amazon cheaper polymer clay sets are on my Amazon shop list, along with these alcohol inks. I don't believe the hotfix rhinestones are in there, but I could check and see. Okay, so thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you to the subby that asked me to redo this one because I did actually enjoy it. I did 12 the first time, so I did 12 this time. They're all just polymer clay stones, other than that one is resin. Most of them have glass stones in the tail. This one is an actual bloodstone. And that one is resin. That one.